Thank you, Mark. And thanks so much, Laura, for inviting me here, and to all of the, I think probably, hundreds of people that have put their time and energy in to make this a kick-ass event. What did you guys think about Amy last night? Give me a fuck yeah if you liked Amy, because that would be appropriate, right? I mean, she killed it. It was absolutely amazing. My stomach is still hurting, not just from the beverages that came afterwards, but wow, what a night. Well, I am gonna be the annoying guy that gets you connecting, because I wanna ask you a question. If you were at home right now, sitting in front of your screen and watching me on YouTube, what would be the fucking difference between that and what you're doing right now? Everything. Because this is live. So there is a sort of dimension and an energy. But unfortunately, we get stuck behind our screens. And unfortunately, we're still somewhat in a Web 1.0 style of, we'll give you, the consumer, the information. When really, you guys know so much more than I do. And I'm gonna give you a bunch of information, but you're gonna maybe write it down, but then you'll forget it in an hour or a day or 2 or 3. Hopefully, like these awesome speakers we've had, you're gonna be inspired, you're gonna go back, you're gonna review those notes. But basically the foundation of my business is we need to interact with each other. We need to get past the screen addictions that we have, where we're kind of constantly walking around like this together. I just now realized, by the way, that I don't have to talk into this mic. And I get to walk around like a tiger! All right, oh, so much more liberating. How cool. It's like that, right? I get to be liberated from that space and that screen and use this body. So we want to not just use our left brain and our linear brain, but we want to bring out the creativity that comes with our right brain. And remember that we have a fucking body, that we can hug people, we can connect. That's the kind of stuff that you can do in a real life setting. So I'm going to do something ridiculous. First of all, I have to practice what I preach, which is improvisation. So I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. I've been doing this for the last 2 years, speaking before groups as large as this and more, saying, I've got to practice what I preach. I got to breathe into the moment, notice the energy of the group. What do these people need? What do I have to say that I'm really connected to in my heart that comes from my passion-led place? And so we're gonna start off with a couple activities. How would you guys like to throw a bunch of shit at each other? Sound good? Reach underneath your chair and grab that piece of paper. Turn it over. If you don't have a pen, you're gonna wanna grab a pen, pencil, maybe ask a neighbor. Maybe you've gone so digital you don't have a pen anymore. That's the thing that has ink in it. And if you absolutely can't do that, then you're gonna have to just project with your imagination information onto this page. So wouldn't it be cool to open that piece of paper up right now and see that you got something really cool? What would you wanna open up and see? You are going to write something on the first part of that page that you're willing to give away. Maybe you've got a night at an Airbnb. Maybe you're a consultant, or you just have some good ideas and you're willing to talk to somebody on the phone for half an hour. Maybe you have a $5 bill you can take out of your pocket and put it in there. So anything that you can think of that you're willing to give of value. There's sort of a wimp option, but it's still good, and that would be a nugget of information that you learned this week that you think is really valuable, okay? So go ahead and take about a minute right now, write down on that first part something of value that you're willing to give away. And importantly, write down an email, a Twitter handle, or a phone number in the contact information part. So when that person gets your gift, they can redeem it. In the meantime, I totally lost my voice last night yelling for Amy. We got this massive frog in my throat. So again, something of value. Get creative. This is your chance to get creative. Maybe you're like, hey, I'll send you this book that I wrote. I'll send you some dirt. Whatever. You got really good dirt in your garden. But the key is to think, if I was the person opening this, what would be cool to read? The other thing I'm going to ask, if you're willing, is for you to turn off your shit. Phones, laptops. Let's play with what it would be like to actually use our attention and our brains and our real-time connection without sort of multitasking. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a total geek. I've done workshops around technology. I used to be a social media consultant. I love this stuff, but I am concerned that we are slowly turning into zombies. And so I want to start a zombie resistance revolution, because it really is happening. Like every day, I notice more and more, I'll go on the street and I'll see, it used to be the occasional this, and then it was this, and now it's like this. And now there's literally lines of people, like it looks like a zombie movie, literally lines of people walking down the street like this. You know, and then we're gonna get wearables, this is gonna get crazier and crazier. Okay, so hopefully you've got something written down. Crumple that up. Stand up. And paper fight, throw it at somebody. If you threw one, you get to pick one up. Who knows what'll be in there? There might even be a hot date. And if that creeps you out, just trade it with your neighbor that's standing next to you. Particularly if you're married, please. Keep standing up. Keep standing up. And I want you to turn to one person and read what you got to that person. And you have about 10 seconds to make an exchange if you want, if the other person really likes that better. Okay. If you see some crumpled ones on the floor that weren't taken, rethrow them. Rethrow them. Raise your hand if you threw one but you didn't get one. So those guys back there threw one and didn't get one. That sucks. Get them a paper. Don't be a pig. Okay. So now I want you to turn to your partner. We're gonna do another quick little activity, and this is the way this one works. You are gonna start every sentence with the word I like. So it's gonna be a stream of I likes. It could be, I like your eyes, I like learning stuff, I like that activity, I like thinking this guy's gonna be done soon, I like going home and eating, I like chocolate. Whatever you want, you're just gonna keep doing that straight for 1 minute while the other person listens, okay? Ready? Decide who's first. And go. I like. 10 seconds more. And then you're going to trade in 10 seconds. All right, and switch. Other person, your turn. I like. Stream of consciousness. Get real. Let's go Amy Schumer style. I want to hear people talking about the sex that they like. I like you guys. Five seconds left. All right, thank your partner. Give him a hug if you want. Handshake. If you know him really well, you could kiss him. Nothing beyond that right now, please. I know when I see the video of this, I'm gonna kill myself because I keep going like this, like as if I have to, you know. Who is this hunchback dude up there? But I was trying to get louder than you guys because you guys were loud. Raise your hand if that was fun. Awesome. Raise your hand if you feel like you got to know somebody better. Raise your hand if that was a little bit awkward. Awesome. Okay, a lot awkward? No, not too many, right? That's good because that's where flow happens. Creativity and flow happens when we don't push ourselves too much, but we do go a little bit into the uncomfortable zone, the awkward zone, okay? So I wanna see the rest of this day, everybody that's here, I wanna see you give yourself a challenge to push yourself into that zone a bit more, okay? It's way too easy to have this drug just take you away. I'm just gonna hide over here. And dare I say it, I do like to drink, but this one also. Okay, why the fuck do we think that we can only be social when we're drunk? And then start being vulnerable. Now, I like that zone, but I wanna say yes and. Yes and let's get brave enough to learn how to be vulnerable, like, you know, Brene Brown talked about. That's what we're trying to do. We start drinking, we start acting like kids. We wanna be kids again. Kids, that's how they grew up, by playing. Play is how you grow up. It's how you keep growing up. Why did we stop playing? Why did we stop playing? We got afraid. We started developing, we started being told, no, you can't do that. You have to adopt this ism, you have to adopt this box, you have to adopt this look and this style, and if you're not in it, you're not cool. What a fucked up word, cool. I mean, it's like you have to, and cool keeps changing what it is to be cool. And then you have to worry about what's cool. Fuck cool. Start being hot, start being warm. Start having a heart that's open and that's real. Okay, that's what Seth's talking about in his talk. He's talking about finding your passion and showing up and being real in that way. That's what Brene's talking about. Getting down there, being vulnerable. Finding the courage, the balls, the ovaries to really start showing up in life. Yeah? Let's hear it, right? So, but the truth is, it's not easy. People do judge us. Shit does happen. We can get hurt. We have hurts that we're working on, and so we protect ourselves and we get our addictions. So there's gotta be some healing that starts to happen. It fundamentally starts happening when you start accepting and loving yourself on an unconditional, deep way. So start with that. I suggest a really quick read called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. Anybody else out there read it? Awesome book. You can listen to it in an hour. Radical Acceptance is another really good book by Tara Brach. And as you heal that up, start joining groups and structures and with people and workshops and conferences that provide activities that give you a place where you can feel safe enough to stretch yourself into those new zones. That's what we're trying to do. Not be totally safe, no fun, but safe enough to stretch. So I want to thank you guys so much for giving me a chance to not know what I'm going to say and to try and practice this myself. Thank you guys for showing up and playing. And somebody, I hope later today, throw something cool at me. Oh, speaking of throwing something, I got a few gifts. So I want to throw these out here. This is my first little product I do personal and professional development, team building, and adaptive leadership, but I also do a personal development retreat called Lila, which means divine play. Got one more out there. And then, oh, what the heck, let's see how this goes. And then here's a couple more of these little guys. All right, so yeah, look me up, throw something at me that's valuable, and thank you guys very much.